how's married life with Mark right now?
It's amazing.
Is it
Yeah.
awesome? Good for you guys. Nice.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
We're
Uh,
meant to be together.
okay.
And I know that definitely.
There's a little story behind that, isn't there?
Tell your side of the story so they don't think I'm making crap up.
No, he's not making crap up about it. Uh, mm,
She's still in the uncomfortable phase of being live on camera, so
I don't blame you. And you'll regret it after the fact, I promise. Every time I go on, I can regret I did it. But that's
sorry,
okay.
this
That'll
is
go
the
away.
first time I'm not used to it, so
I understand. I understand. And we're not holding you hostage. You're free to go at any time.
thank you.
What is life like without getting political or jeopardizing anything? What's life like right now in Georgia? And you don't have to answer.
Okay, I can really talk from my heart. So it's difficult to be not political right now. It's very difficult situation in Georgia, and yeah, I don't like my government.
Well, back at you, sister. I feel the same way about mine. So, what, but you are a child, a product of a very ancient culture and people, with a history that makes all of this seem like a blip. I mean, um, I you've been making wine in your region for thousands of years.
Yeah, huh?
at least 8,000.
At least 8,000. I mean, you're if you're not the cradle of civilization, you're the chair right next to the cradle. I mean, you're close. So,
To tell the truth, I really believe that we are cradle of civilization. So sorry for my.
I don't know. Yeah, see, it's very possible you are. So, yes.
That's what I
So
think.
what does that do? Does that help you get
I might
through?
be wrong.
What does that help you get I mean, your
Yes, it
people are
does.
very strong. Does that help you get through hard times? Because you've been through a lot of hard times the last century or century and a half.
Uh, yes, because we've been through God knows what, and we survived centuries, and we're still here. Yeah, yeah, we are very little country, small, and we are fighting, and we are fighting all our lives, and we still exist.
Mm-hmm.
All through the generations.
We still exist, and through history, and we still are here. We still exist, and yeah, and we are still fighting. Uh, yeah, this is very interesting that I was born in during Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
I lived Soviet Union. I lived collapsing Soviet Union, and now I'm living now, and I'm still fighting. Like me and others, we are still fighting for freedom, and we're still fighting for independence, and we're still fighting. Yeah, all my life I'm fighting.
But from what I can tell from the little bits and pieces that I can see through Mark and other online channels around Georgia, uh, partly because of Mark, I've learned a lot more about Georgia than I knew, and it's kind of a place and people that's easy to fall in love with.
Yep.
It seems so.
So I mean, it's and maybe because you are so part of such an ancient culture, you somehow you struggle without losing your beauty and perspective on life. Um, so
Um,
is It's an impressive. It's just everything about what I see in Georgia looks impressive to me. I mean, I'm sure you have ugly things and things you would like to have
Of
better,
course we do.
but it's also just an incredibly beautiful culture, and the people seem sweet.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. All people I know who come from different countries to Georgia, some people really fall in love in Georgia, and they stay and they come back to Georgia. Yeah. I don't know why.
How
Maybe because we have something which we carried for a long time, like this hosting and the human connections. We still have these family connections very close. Georgians have this, like Italians as well. Italians have the same, similar, like very close connection to the family. And relatives and friends and uh yeah, we don't we cherish it. We cherish these human connections. What and that's how we survive. That's how we survived actually. During Soviet Union, after Soviet Union, dark 90s, we survived like because we have just each other. These human connections and I think that's what that's what we really it's very important for us Georgians, this human connection. So and it's very pure, not always, sometimes it happens some other stuff, but yeah, it's very pure. We cherish this human connection, so it doesn't matter. uh People from around the world come here and we host them. We have these human connections, and probably that's the thing that what Mark, for example, fell in love with, like these connections,
and
this human, yeah, music as well, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, boy, how many times have Mark and I scheduled something and then canceled because visitors are coming at 9,
Yeah.
10, 11 at night. I mean, late. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready for bed at 9 p.m. and you guys are like just getting started. It's
Yes, in Georgia we have this expression that friendship does not have a time. So
See,
yeah,
culture. That's
but
so much part of who you are. And is this
yeah,
just very common with all your neighbor? Are your neighbors similarly, or are you guys
yes,
a
of
kind of hub
course.
house? Okay, I was.
No, no.
except the guys down below. We don't talk about them.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's normally it is like you might get a knock on the door at night, and you open and there are guests, and you welcome them.
They're slowly figuring out telephones here.
Of course, yeah, they call, for example, "Are you at home? We're gonna come visit you." And of course, it's normal here. We have this phrase that guest is from God.
Go.
Although they're going so well in this
You must-
corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have this expression that guest is from God. So yeah, that's how we live.
Are you going to refuse God to enter your house?
Right.
Not happening.
Many of you have entertained angels unawares, and it's in the Bible. You know, it's that same idea.
Yeah,
Ah.
in some regions of Georgia, they always have rooms prepared in the deep villages, even in deep villages. They have rooms prepared for guests. Whenever they appear, they have this uh, rooms and bedding all the time, just ready. So, yeah.
Really interesting. Mark, how difficult is it to move to Georgia? Risto asks.
Um,
It's recently gotten harder. I've seen some travel people saying they're having difficulty getting visas in for some reason. Which are you?
For Americans, for Brits, for most, no, I think all European countries, visa-free travel. You just turn up, show them your passport. You come in for a year, then you have to go out and come back in.
So it's still working that way. Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
I really don't know right now, but I have heard that there are some problems because of political situation.
Right.
Some people might get some problems getting in. So
just so everyone knows, you both have 2 children, right? You've got 2 children.
Yep.
And not to they are the most lovely kids. I've gotten a chance to see them and talk to them for a minute, and they're sweet, beautiful, and they're self-confident. They're just engaging, and you're just, from what I can tell, you guys are doing such a good job as parents.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You should be so proud.
We have our criticisms of ourselves, but
we all do, but you're doing really well. I mean,
my general rule is try not to educate them.
Don't put them on screen, but if I'm guaranteed everybody watching that if you saw them, you would think your heart would melt. They are just amazing, sweet children.
Edley had that since birth. That's got nothing to do with us raising her. She just
came out radiant.
About. Remember we were up on wherever and you were walking her to nursery? And she just said hello to a complete stranger.
Not just that. She would our little one, youngest, she's 9 years old now, but when she used to go to nursery and we would go in the morning very early, can you imagine Monday morning, winter, very dark, and we're going to nursery, walking to nursery, and some neighbors coming out from their homes, like grumpy,
rushing,
going to work, and they don't want to go to work. And suddenly, Teddy would come up to who are you? No, who are you? Where are you going? And she would start talking to them with this big smile and with the happiness. And it was absolutely amazing to watch these people smile themselves, and just she made their day, their morning already. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
She has that.
That's did you have that as a child, you think?
No, she was grumpy as.
No. I was not grumpy as a child. I was very happy child. No. When I was a child, I was like it. I knew all the neighbors, and I was very independent and very socialized person. Even my parents didn't know some neighbors. I did. So as a child, I knew all around everybody. I was very happy to communicate with people. And when I entered the school, then something started and I became a little bit shy, and I closed.
She closed up in a sense.
Yeah. So, and then I was a teenager and I was closed, and then at some point at the university, I just, how to say,
Die?
No, came out again. Yeah, died as well.
Very good. Let me just answer Risto really quickly. Hang on, hold on, real quick. I just want to answer Risto so he doesn't fret. It's a cautionary tale. Just approach it like that. Cautionary tale, Risto. All right, tell the story. What stories you want her to tell, Mark?
She died.
Oh, okay. This is important. I've heard this secondhand from Mark.
Yeah, I died once. It's not easy for me to talk about it. It's never easy. Yeah, I'm sure anybody who had the same experience I would say that it's not easy to talk about when you have this experience. Yeah. Hmm. It's
You don't have to if you don't want to. I understand.
no, I was electrocuted like 10,000 voltage, and
So this is in the 90s in Georgia, and the Soviet Union collapsed, and no one is maintaining any infrastructure, and there's a kind of civil war. And as a kind of teenager, young 20s,
I was
nobody had any money. So what they could do for entertainment was go hiking. So she's walking along this bridge with a few mates, and one of the overhead power cables breaks and lands on her head.
yeah, and I died.
What do you remember? What do you remember next? What was I assume you don't remember actually experiencing that moment.
No, I don't remember experiencing it.
Georgian.
Right. This this moment when it happened, I remember from telling my friends telling me story what happened who were with me.
Did you have an out-of-body experience? Okay, I'll shut up.
All I remember, I do have an experience being out of my body.
Okay.
I do have this memory. Mm,
Did you recall? Was it a kind of out of the body and looking back on your body, or was it one of those things, or were you traveling elsewhere?
I had the experience of being out of my body and seeing my friends trying to help me.
Okay.
I do remember that as my own memory. And and then what I remember, it was absolutely amazing. If I ever experience it, I would never wish to come back. It was absolutely amazing experience. There was no tunnel. I have not seen any tunnels.
You saw a tree or something?
I saw very. It was like I was myself. I was feeling myself. I was weightless. Something. There was something like an air. I was like an air. It was just like my mind floating around because I don't remember anything. It was like huge. I don't know, endless field of tall grass. And I was floating together with this tall grass. It was like, yeah, it was amazing. And let's say, yes. And somewhere down, I saw this big tree, huge tree. It was life of tree of life. And I saw that tree and I was going towards that tree and it was light, but it was different light. You can't express with your words what the light was. It was like this something. Ether. I don't know. And
Not expressed.
yeah. And I was part of it. And it was just my mind. Nothing. Nobody.
Mind or heart?
Nobody. I don't know. I can't say. So, and they sent me back. I remember going towards this tree. I had to go to that tree, and I went to that tree, and they have sent me back, and it was like just my mind just telling me that you have not fulfilled your why you are born. So I came back because I have not fulfilled the mission why I am born. So no. So when it was it's difficult to explain. It is very difficult. So yeah, since then I was having this moment all the time, thinking in my head. So why I was born? What's this purpose of me being born? And through my life, and with this question of mine in my head, um, I got to that point. There are always these signs all around when you live. It's signs all around and telling you that that's why you are born. So, and I remember of these signs, and the most important is not to be blind to see these signs in your life. So, and I was lucky not to be blind and follow these signs. And yeah, I had an amazing life after that, and I have not fulfilled my mission yet. So
Do you have a sense of what that mission is now? Or is it kind of unveiling itself to you as you go?
I lived half of it. I lived half of this mission. My mission, as I understood and I lived my life, is like after this accident and some journey of my life, I got to several different shelters, orphanages, like children shelters and children orphanages, street children orphanages.
Can I interrupt? Yes, she was working as a teacher and she had an argument with the head and she just quit her job and then volunteered at different orphanages.
Okay, let me say it.
And
Okay, so I was, since that accident, I was volunteering. I was volunteering in Zagreb before my other work.
okay. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, it was like uh it was like my mission. It's just very difficult to sentence it, but like live your life, happy life, and show this happiness, share this happiness to those who doesn't have this happiness, especially children. Just live with them and be happy with them and teach them to be happy. And it's very interesting when you live with street children and sharing with their life and their uh yeah, yes, it's so difficult to put it in the words. Yeah,
At that time, were there a lot of street children around that needed that kind of care?
during 90s there were lots of street children, and yes, there were lots of street children. And it appears that I had a friend who introduced me to this shelter. I was 16 or no 17, and it was 1990, 96,
I wasn't
like
there.
97. I was introduced to a friend of mine took me to the shelter, uh, and the shelter was for street children. Uh, yeah, and they started this. Uh, this shelter had a very unique,
Philosophy.
not just philosophy, feeling like whoever whoever would go there, even once, you couldn't leave them. And you would just go back and go back, and you want to give them more and more and more, these children. these children from, it was 1997 when I started volunteering, but it started, I think, 1994, if I remember correctly, this shelter where I started volunteering there, and friends of mine, and we would go there. Even my mother volunteered that as an English teacher. It was amazing experience.
Who was behind the organization of it? Was it
Okay.
Can I interrupt here? So I've occasionally mentioned in TLC what someone described to me as a Georgian Christian mystic. He was behind it.
okay?
I'm sure he's comfortable with us mentioning his name,
Yeah,
but
of
you
course.
decide.
Yeah, Gia doesn't mind that. Yeah, this shelter was started. Oh, okay. It started like it's it's really difficult. We had lots of street children in 90s, lots of street children. But the important thing is to know is like these street children had their parents as well, who were brought up in street as well. So they were parents, street parents, and street children as well. So
Can I just add, a lot of the parents had problems, shall we say, as you might expect if you're living on the streets.
Mm.
You know, and not to denigrate it, but just to
Mhm.
point out reality.
Sure.
so there was one monastery, and women monastery. How do you call it in English?
Nunnery?
Nunnery? I don't know.
Not sure.
So in Tbilisi, so they started sheltering some street children.
In on the
Street girl, huh?
in on the
What? In Tbilisi.
Okay.
So they started sheltering street children, like girls. And then they became more and more and more. They started bringing more children. They started bringing other children. So this monastery asked their friend, who is our friend, me and
Mia, his name's Gia.
to help with these children.
The nuns were overwhelmed, so they started asking for help.
Sure.
So that's how it started. And sometimes they were just camping, and they had some camps for these children, and some volunteers, teacher volunteers, and some camps, children. And then there was a building, abandoned building, they were given. So yeah, that's how I got to this place. And
What?
when I got there, I could not leave.
Okay.
Yeah,
What?
it's just children.
I'm curious. Any idea of how some of those children are doing as adults now?
They are absolutely amazing doing now.
We're still friends. I'm friends with a lot of them.
Yeah, we are
Amazing.
still friends with them.
That's
They
how you know some.
But as they have families, they have their career. Like they are,
Remarkable.
yeah,
That's
some
remarkable.
of them are nurses at the hospital. Some of them are teachers. Some of them, yeah.
Can I quickly? So, when Gia kind of set up this orphanage, he noticed a lot of children kept running away, and he said, "Okay, if you're gonna leave, please just tell me where you're going, so I don't have to worry about you. Just share what's going on in your heart and blah blah blah." And they didn't, so he followed some of them, and what they did was they ran off and they visited their parents on the street where the parents were living. And this gear guy, he's really smart. He said, okay, I can't stop them running away to meet their parents because that's just wrong. So why not invite their parents to come and live in this orphanage, and we'll change the name to a community. And so it became a community. And the parents lived there and the children lived there and the children got education. And the other thing that Gia did was, and what age was it? 18 they were kicked out of the orphanage? The community?
What?
16 or 18 they were kicked out?
No, they were not.
Okay, they weren't kicked out, but a big question was what would they become? So he started to think how careers for these children.
Yeah.
It's normal life here. He started to think about careers and how can I mean, he's also a trained mathematician, so we taught a lot of them math. So a lot of them went to university. And
What an
studied math.
interesting man. You should interview
Oh,
for your
yeah.
House of Moo. I mean,
I
whatever.
don't speak English, but I have been thinking about it a lot.
Something. That sounds remarkable. It's a remarkable person.
Yeah. There are some really astonishing folks in Georgia.
That's what I'm saying. I keep getting that energy. I mean, I hear these stories and I see. It just seems like such a remarkable place for this tiny country pinned between all these great powers. But it's a remarkable people.
So yeah, so a lot of them got careers. A lot of them are still at the community. A few of them were adopted. We're still good friends with them. Some of them are mothers and fathers, and
So that itself is amazing. It's a testimony to the quality of of the ministry that he led. Was
yeah,
that you have enduring fruit of that nature, because when the state typically, these stories that come out of the foster care system in the United States is it's just usually generational suffering that just keeps perpetuating. You keep the patient alive long enough to pass along the suffering that they themselves endured, and they never ever really climb out of it entirely. But it sounds like something special happened there.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's so many stories that I've heard, but I haven't witnessed because it was before my time. But
Right.
yeah, it does warm the heart.
Very much so. Very much so. But he's not a priest, though. He's just a mystic.
Well, he trained in seminary for 3 years and quit
Okay.
just before he graduated.
Okay.
And he told me of a dream he had, and God visited him.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, how did you know it was God? And
I
just knew.
Ron Carperman will be kicking himself that he's not here.
Oh, we need to say a prayer for Jordan.
Yes, we do. We do need to be praying him. I think Ron will be picking that up too today, and we'll pursue it. Keep doing it too. It seems like it's something we need.
We interrupt the program, which has already been massively derailed already.
That's all right. No, and
just
that following a theme though, because it's I think we're talking about the spirit of a father, and was it Gregor? Is that how you pronounce his name? The man who led the
Oh,
orphanage.
Gia.
Oh, say that again.
Gia.
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 Gia. Gia. Okay.
Gia.
Gia. All right. Interesting. But it seems like that's a man who's a father.
He's also got this kind of Pajot angle, and he's written about fairy tales, and I've translated. Anyone who wants him, just DM me on Twitter. He talks about, I've translated a bunch of Georgian fairy tales, and he wrote about them in his kind of symbolic angle, and so I can send that to anyone interested.
Well,
Yeah,
if we don't get to say goodbye to Irina, please tell her thank you for coming on and sharing.
I think she'll be back.
I'm coming. I'm sorry.
She's coming.
She doesn't need to apologize.
It's
Tell her
okay.
that.
You don't need to apologize because you're getting bored.
We interrupted your day, not the other way around.
I was just talking about gear and blah blah blah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So your sense of calling, were you aware of having a life mission before the accident?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And that kind of came to you within that near-death
After
experience.
an
Whatever.
accident, I had this thought why I was back. Why did they send me back? So there was a reason why I died, and okay, I'm back. What do you want me to do? What is it? What I need to do? And I had this question for a long time. I was walking around and doing everything and living my life with this question in my head. And then I had an enlightenment when I visited one of the orphanages in Tbilisi. Orphanage in Tbilisi. I was translating for my friend. We were no match.
Uh-huh.
And it was really a weird situation. It's the old Soviet orphanage institution. I'm walking in, and this friend of mine, I'm translating for her.
A Scottish lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Who also fell in love with Georgia.
And then suddenly it was just like that. I was like, oh my God, that's why I'm alive. Back. That's why I'm back. And it was like all the happiness in my life I have, I need to share it
Hmm.
with those who does not have this happiness. And I need to live my life happy, to share this appreciate my life and then share it for those who does not have even a tiny bit of chance of it, like in those orphanage Soviet institutions or others they didn't have. And if you come to Georgia, you can see lots of children who does not have this uh, experience of being happy. So
Can I just
say the rest.
You'd have to really look hard for them because children are generally considered sacred here in Georgia.
So what? Yeah.
Where does your happiness come from? You see, you had a sense of happiness before the accident. Yes, or did this happiness?
Yeah, in my childhood, even I was born during Soviet Union. I had a very difficult life.
Hello.
I had very difficult life, and it was very poor life. I would say, and during 90s, it was just impossible to get even a loaf of bread. And I remember myself as a child being in a queue, staying overnight at the shop to get even a one loaf of bread. But it was fun because neighbors would gather and they would light a fire.
You would stand in line in a typical Georgian way, it sounds like.
Yeah. We would have a campfire. Somebody would bring a guitar and they would play guitar. And we all neighborhood, we were just waiting the morning when the bread would come. And then we had this list. We would write a list who came first and who came second, list of neighbors who would how would the bread would how we would get bread.
Mm.
So
Mm.
it was it was 90s.
And yet you were happy.
Before that, my childhood was very happy because of my parents. Even it was very difficult childhood, difficult like with like we didn't have much. But my father and my mother did their best to give me happy childhood, like my father would take me to the village and where he grew up, and it was his life. And we would work on the land together, and it was communication with the land, communication with the plants, and
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
My childhood is very, most of my happiness is connected to my father. He gave me this happiness,
Oh
this love. I'm sorry. He
no, I'm just,
recently passed away. So
yes, my
I'm a bit
condolences.
emotional.
No, I know. It's interesting that in that atheistic state, where you weren't free to be overtly religious, he kind of took you to the land and you said the land and the trees and the plants and gave you some sense of grounding, passed on some spiritual
Then it is.
life in that
It
way.
is.
It was a safe way for him to do that in that environment, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And the thing is, like, even not lots of Georgians are not connected to the land right now, but we are Georgians who are very
Earthy.
earth, found. Yeah, we love to have, uh, we love to work on the land. We love to communicate with the plants, and we love to grow our own stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, this connection has not cut, has not, it's still there. This connection is still there with the earth. So I think it's very important. Georgians, we still have this connection with the earth. And I hope, not for all of them, but we still have it. And it's important.
What Mark knows that I'm fascinated by church life and variety of religious expressions. Um, do you have any connection, interest, relationship with the Georgian church?
I was baptized as a Orthodox,
Mm-hmm.
and I was quite uh, into it when I was a child. But then my experience showed me that, I'm sorry, but
Mm-hmm. No, speak freely. Don't need to belt.
no, no. Okay. So I'm saying it's like I have seen. Okay. My opinion is like, we are very Orthodox people in Georgia, but we don't have much connection to God, really. So through my life, I have noticed that it's not a church.
Mm.
It's not a church or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a connection, like what religion is, connection of God and you.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
Can I?
Well, it's amazing to me how briefly, let me say, with what you're expressing ties very much into the scripture passages I read at the beginning of the live stream. That there's in Jeremiah, he's criticizing, he's prophesying against the spiritual leaders of the day, And he says, from the least to the greatest, all are greedy for gain. Prophets and priests alike all practice deceit. They dress the wound of my people as though it were not serious. It sounds like it feels like that's kind of your experience with Georgian Orthodoxy. Is that
Could you interrupt?
Yeah.
How I see it from a distance,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not Orthodox. There's this like rooted Christianity that all Georgians carry. I'd say it's culturally, but I don't like that phrase because I think it's been misappropriated. It's something deeply embedded with them, something that's like pure Christianity. And I think for Irina, the church doesn't quite represent that.
Yeah, it doesn't. Church doesn't represent. To tell the truth, I will tell you my experience. For example, at some age, I don't remember how old I was. I had this moment of like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I was baptized as a Christian. So I realized at one moment in my life that I am very happy that I'm Christian because I Christ represents for me the best teacher. Christ,
Yes.
not the church, not the or every church. I have not met any church what really Christ was teaching us. I have not I have not met any church what really Christ was teaching us. I'm sorry, maybe I'm wrong, but what I read and what I have felt while reading Christ's teachings is different from what any church teaches us. That's my point. And I had this feeling of being happy because yes, I'm Christian. I was baptized when I was 9 years old. I did not have any clue what was I doing that time. Can you imagine? So, but after years, I realized that yeah, Christ is the teacher. Yeah, he is the teacher of mine. That's how I want to live. At least try.
But it
That's
seemed like you did in so many ways. All your service with
I'm
the
trying.
infants
I'm
and
trying.
yeah, hi, sweetie. God bless you.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
That's my life. That's
Do you
when
think
I
you saw
when
something?
I
Do you think you saw something of that in Gia? Of the true spirit,
yes,
true Christ.
yes. I am not too surprised, but he was the one of them who just showed me that Christ was teaching you this, but church doesn't really tell you that.
Would it
It,
help Georgia? Do you think it would help Georgia, um, or even just your neighbors and yourselves, if the Georgian church were more aligned with Christ in some way? Can it improve, and how? If so, how? I guess would be my question for you, and it's just your opinion. I'm not asking you to speak for every.
yeah, yeah. The thing is that uh, oof, that's a very difficult question to tell the truth about Georgians because they are very, very orthodox. Most of them are very orthodox, and they would probably bully me a lot with these words, but I don't
Well,
really
don't
care.
say anything to get yourself into trouble.
Oh, no, no, no. I really don't care. The thing is, like, I
What's the
just
thing?
I just remember this joke. Do you remember that joke when
This joke?
okay. I just remember the joke. It's Georgian joke, maybe not Georgian joke. I don't know. So there is a situation that someone dies and goes to heaven, and there is an excursion in heaven, and there are some people in uh, different different like
So Mark,
lotus.
you go to heaven and you're being showed around, and there's all these people huddled in all these different corners. And it's like, oh, that's the Catholics over there.
And then these guys ask you, who are they? They are like Buddhists praying there. And there are, and who are they? They're Catholics praying there, and they're Muslims praying there. And who are those people? Dark people in a
Not dark people, dark clothed.
in a dark cloak people. So, and there is a joke like that they are Orthodox Christians and be quiet. They don't. They think they are alone in hell.
I could say that about my church.
I love that joke a lot.
It's a great joke. It applies to almost everybody.
It is a great joke. Yeah. I love it.
Shh, don't tell them. I like that part. Okay. I love it. I love it.
So about my religion, the thing is that I think that to tell the truth, for me it's just one. All of it one. It's just have a different names. It's just love.
But what
Just we.
What
people-
about it? What's not right though? See, I'm trying to get at something. I'm trying to I'm trying not to direct you, but trying to understand. Um, what's missing in the church experience that does that make sense? The question, what's missing for you in the church experience? I'm not trying to get you to go to the Orthodox Church. Understand. I'm just trying to understand what's not, what should be there that's not there, in a sense.
Okay. I will tell you my experience. I was judged. For example, when you go to the church, yeah. For example, you are first time you go there and you look for you look for salvation or something, and I've been judged many times. You're not dressed properly enough.
Really? Okay.
Or like
You have to have a headscarf if you're a woman, and if you're a man, you have to have nothing on your head.
or for example, you did not from the priest. I had the experience like they telling me that I was like, "Good morning." I was saying it. You should not say to me that. You should say something else because it's some Christian. I don't know what's going on.
I got a story. I got a story.
One second. Okay.
Okay, so after Easter Sunday, the official line you're meant to say when you greet everyone is
Christ has risen.
in Georgian.
Християнство. Christ
It is
has risen.
Theatica. If you don't say that to the priest when you first meet them, they get very angry.
Okay. Gotcha.
Not all of them. Some of them are they're very something like, okay, you don't know it. Okay, I'll teach you that. So, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find this. I couldn't find Christ there.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Christ teaching there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. I couldn't. Maybe I didn't look for a very long time, but a few times was enough not to.
But
I
see,
couldn't
that's your
find
essence.
Christ. I was like Go away. You are not our society. So, okay, I'll go.
Wow. Well, see, that's such a what you're offering to us in this what we call this little corner of the internet that Marc has been playing with here with us. It's a message we need to hear from you. It's very valuable what you're sharing with us, and so thank you for your honesty and sharing that insight because it's not. I think here in the United States, American churchgoers can become very self-satisfied and arrogant about people who aren't familiar. Like just as like you said, we have different traditions and
Yeah.
different ways of enforcing our codes of conduct. We have even different codes of conduct in some ways, but we get very elitist and very judgy, judgmental, and I can see exactly how that would be a turnoff.
Yes, because if you want me to come to church, you have to, it's the first time for me to. I'm coming into the church and you don't know who I am. Why don't you be a bit more welcoming? It's just no, you are not our uh, commune or something. Like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going away. So they're scaring people away, I think, with this. Yeah, and first of all, what I think is like
Elliot.
most important is like we need to find here in
You got your whole family's beautiful, Marc.
thank you.
Everybody, even your dogs. You guys are gorgeous. Love you.
What I was saying is like most important is to find in our heart God,
Yes.
and God is love, and it's in us. We shouldn't look for it outside. We do look for it out, but the first and most important is to look inside and to find it in us, because we are part of it. We are part of God. We are children of God, and it's in us. We have to find it in us. That's most important if you ask me. That's my point. That's most important, to find it in us, not outside. Even if we don't live in a church, we don't go in a church, but if you live your life like Christ, for example, if you love people around you and you treat everyone like, but it needs to come from inside. It needs to come from your heart. It's not like a pretending play or something. It's just we need to feel it. We need to find it. We need to feel it with our bones, with our muscles, with our heart, with our mind, everything. That's most important. It comes from us. And then it doesn't matter, is it a Christ, is it a Buddha, or is it a Allah? It doesn't matter. They all teach the same. It's the same, I think. It just, yeah.
I think you've explained it.
Thank you.
That's what I think. Sorry.
No, it's I asked the questions and you gave me beautiful answers. Thank you. I've got to wrap it up, but thank you so much for participating and
My pleasure.
letting me hit you with all these questions. Any other parting thoughts? Anything you want us to anything you want to tell Marc why you have him here on camera? For the record. Teasing. So anything else?
Mm.
What would you tell Americans? What do you think Americans should know about you folks in your part of the world?
That's a hard question.
It is very difficult question.
You should be doing this.
Yeah. Well, we probably could use a little bit of that because we do this to the rest of the world all the time.
I wouldn't divide. I wouldn't divide west or east. I wouldn't. I would just what I would I that's the last what I would say for now is like they should find this uh this energy or this God in their hearts first. That's most important to find it and then to connect it with nature because people we are like trees. Yeah, it's a bit more going somewhere else, but yeah, it doesn't matter what religion, it doesn't matter which part of the country, world. It's just we have to find it in our heart. We have to find this God in our heart, which is in us. It doesn't matter what we call it, name. It doesn't matter. It's just we have to find it in us first.
Maybe the spirit of the young woman who went to the orphanages and started to serve after she had an experience of death.
And there are lots of people who are doing it without any noticing that it's so natural for them. They are doing it. They are just lots of people helping other people. They are doing it because it's so natural for them. So they need that's the God in them.
How is your mom doing, without getting too personal, but how is your mom doing, and would you like us to keep her in prayer, having lost her husband recently and your father? Can she use our prayers?
We'll never say no to prayer.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing she's a strong person.
She is very strong person and stronger than me.
Well, that's saying.
Not sure.
No, you don't know her life. I do know her life.
Okay, I'm not fighting with you right now on a like her.
She's much stronger than I am.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
This is the last what I would say that I wish everyone to find this God or spirit or whatever it is there. Names, it doesn't matter in them. First is in them. It's in us. It's most important to find it first in us and then spread it out.
the kingdom of God is within you, Jesus said.
Thank you.
Very good.